Football League. It is arguably the biggest game on planet Earth. And now this grand game enters its 6th decade. We welcome you to Santa Clara and Levi's Stadium for Super Bowl 60. One game remains to crown a champion. It's the AFC champion New York Jets. The champions of the NFC, the New Orleans Saints. Around the globe, wherever you are, welcome to America's Great Sports Day. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen, Super Bowl Sunday. Great to share with you one more time, Greg. What a 2025 season, all the twists, all the turns, and it all culminates tonight here in Santa Clara.
And I think this is a matchup, Mike, that I don't know how many people had on their card just a couple of weeks ago, but you look at the rosters, both sides of the ball, very well balanced, very well coached. So I think the biggest thing each team told us all week was, let's just handle the emotions of the pregame. Let's handle all of the lead-up, because once that ball's kicked off, let's just rely on what's gotten us here, and I think we're in for a treat.
After all the hype, it's finally time for football. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and off we go on EA Sports. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So here come the Jets. Their ever-changing quarterback carousel stops on Justin Fields, the 26-year-old. Remember, the Bears' first-round pick back in 2021 out of Ohio State.
You just can't imagine the emotions and the thoughts swirling around his head as he takes the field on this opening drive, Mike. I mean, you think of the journey they've been on, their regular season, that gauntlet of playoff games through the AFC playoffs, and now here they are. He's taking the field as the starting quarterback in the Super Bowl, and he's 4 quarters away from living out his dream.
And he can't hang on through the contact, incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down. Jeremy Ruckert was the intended target. And it'll lead to a second down. First carry of the game now, and here's Breece Hall. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So his offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
Whoa! And he's going to be brought down behind the line. This defense fired up to start the game. It's 4th down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3-and-out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
So on 4th down, out comes Austin McNamara to punt for New York. And Gunnar Olszewski goes back deep to bring this one back. This fielded inside the 35. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
To say what he's done this year, Mike, is unheard of would be an understatement. I mean, there are quarterbacks who go their entire careers without even making it to the Super Bowl, yet here he is on the verge of potentially winning one in his very first season. He's got a lot of work to do between now and the end of this game to make that happen, but if he's able to lead his team to a victory here today, it would be a perfect storybook ending to an improbable and legendary rookie campaign.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and 8. They'll stick with him again. And he'll get Nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Back to throw. That's complete. And it is Beckham. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, New Orleans.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Brandon Stevens there to bring him down.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He's got his man. That's Olave. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
A nice job, something out of nothing, sidestepping defenders for a gain of 4.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 5. Handoff here, up the middle, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? They'll look to throw. Over the middle and take it in. He's got it. A gain there of 11. It's good for a Saints first down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
This is Carter for 2. And he'll be taken down. We have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
Not much happening there, just a short gain.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. Here comes the blitz as he feels the pressure and he'll go down back at the 6. Damian Sherwood getting in for the sack, and that's going to make it 3rd and goal.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
From back at the 6-yard line, what can they do on 3rd and goal? He'll drop to throw. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Saints are off and running here in the Super Bowl. They lead 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. Benet Wanwu now to return. We'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. The Jets offense ready to see the football for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Give up the middle with Hall. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Play action now for Fields. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league, and when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
He'll look underneath for Hall. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
On the return, Olszewski. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. The Saints offense are now ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Olave is the motion man. They'll begin here on the ground. And he broke through the initial contact, winds up getting about 3. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Now they'll set up to throw. A throw over the middle. It's Odell. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. They get 25 on that connection. First down, New Orleans.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes. Well, it's pretty clear this offensive coordinator feels the vulnerability of this run defense is on the edges. They continue to get the ball out wide. They do it here with a nice toss play, and he's able to pick up good yardage.
2nd and inches. He'll look to throw. Got it into the hands of Olave. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll send their tight end left. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The best linebackers at this level, Mike, they have all the physical attributes. That's a given. But it's really their instincts. It's their ability to dissect and predetermine where the ball is going before the ball is even snapped. And you could see with how fast he met the back at the point of attack, he knew exactly what play was coming.
On 2nd down, they run the counter. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop him for no gain yet again. And now it's 3rd down. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. Third and 11. They'll throw out of the gun. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And the Saints are going to be set up. 1st and goal coming up. They'll mark them down at the 6-yard line.
At the 6-yard line.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
A run on 1st and goal. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
Clemens on the tackle. Pick up of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal.
This offense has come out, and they have completely dominated here in the early going, Mike. I mean, this has just been methodical, sustained, back-to-back drives right down the field. And then to finish in the red zone, man, you just can't draw it up any better than that.
Groupie now for the extra point. He gets it to go. Saints move out on top, 14-0.
You feel alive, like you can't have enough. You probably feel paralyzed if you ain't had a ball. You still feel paralyzed, that's all since you friends just having kids. And I don't know, I'm still used to having a world with no
After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Jets offense ready to see what they can do. And so far, 2 drives, 2 punts, no first downs. Not a winning formula as they start drive number 3. They go play action with Fields. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 4. Reynolds is the motion man here. A quick throw on the RPO is complete.
And it's 3rd down.
Third and a yard. They'll try to sneak it here. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line to the official signal. He's got enough for the 1st down.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the 1st down.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Fields now on 2nd down. He's got the big rookie out of LSU, Mason Taylor. Third and 6. From the shotgun, it's Fields. He'll try to run for it.
Quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the 1st down. Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
They will run it over center with Hall. Ooh, some hitting going on now. He was roughed right at the line of scrimmage.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They have converted twice on 3rd down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. They get 15 on that game. Good for a Jets 1st down.
A gain of 15. And the Jets 1st down.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the 1st down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is. but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. Got his man at the 6. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the 4th quarter.
And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards. So, 1 quarter down here on Super Bowl Sunday. The Saints out on top. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. The Jets have it here to start quarter number 2. From back at the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. As we are ready to get back underway. Hall, and he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Kool-Aid McKinstry.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this 2nd quarter. Looking to run away with this one before halftime. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Tight end motioning left. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, in for the sack. It is a loss of 8, and now it's 3rd down. Deep for Olave. That's hard. And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line. A big play here in the big game. 62 yards.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll step up and run. They get 14 yards and set up first and goal.
That's another Saints first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have first and goal.
That is caught to the goal line and in. Touchdown Saints. That is second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Groupie now, on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Saints mistake themselves to a 21-0 lead.
Jets, nothing.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. To return, it's Isaiah Davis. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Jets offense about ready to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down.
I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like always, they just want a piece of mind.
Throwing is Fields. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
And they'll get about half what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield, even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, it's been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Fields from the gun on 3rd down. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And it looked like one of the Jets was able to get in there and secure it, and they did, so they keep the ball.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often. And when they do, you got to seize the moment.
Fields to throw for it. And the rush is going to get there. He goes down. They were taking a big risk going for it from their own territory. It does not pay off, and it's a turnover on down.
It's always a gamble anytime you go for 4th down on your side of the field, but they clearly thought they had a play that they liked, but the defense came up huge, and now their offense is going to have a chance to capitalize and take advantage of this short field.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds his receiver, Olszewski. And he is out of bounds at the 31-yard line. A gain there of 10 yards. It's good for a Saints first down.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
Now, faking the give. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet. But I can promise you, they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, New Orleans.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
And the Saints are going to have a first and goal. It's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
Here's a run. And boy, tough to bring down there. Fighting forward for a gain of 7.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue.
And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. It's up and through. The Saints are able to extend the advantage to 28-0. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. Davis now to return it. Now an opening past the 30. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. The Jets offense ready to take over once more. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. And he did not want to go down. Good running. Manages to gain 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Here's Fields, choosing to keep this one. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. Give them 14 on that one. And the Jets have a first first down.
And this is an area of the game where Justin Fields really excels. His ability to not only improvise, but also be used as a designed runner. And in this case, that's exactly what this offense does, and he picks up a nice gain.
He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Fields. There's a short one caught by Taylor. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Reynolds is the motion man here. Give left side. Here comes Hall. And he will work his way to the 11-yard line. Good running and a first down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground,
that's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Tamario Davis. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 10.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception. But in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue. Because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
The Saints offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start first and 10.
That's my heart. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Start on the ground, and good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
A good spot here, second and a yard. Olave is the motion man. Now a give up the middle. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up third down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
And he's going to have the Saints first down. Maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
And he'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 24. Quincy Williams in there for the stop.
3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
They face second down and 7. Now this time they'll look to throw. Whoa! And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Here's 3rd and 2. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
The Saints lining up in punt formation. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down.
At their own 30-yard
So now the
line.
Jets offense ready to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Now Fields. That's right side and caught by Taylor. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
2nd down. It's Fields. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Garrett Wilson there. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
14 yards on that pass play there. Good for a Jets first down. They'll run. This is Hall. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. Back for more on Super Bowl Sunday after this. Now a 2nd down throw for Fields. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
It is 3rd and long. Now, Fields will try and set up the tight end screen. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. Nick Folk now on with the field goal unit. Officially an even 50-yard attempt. Folk's kick is good. And the Jets are on the board just before halftime.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. On the return, it's Gunnar Olszewski. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Saints offense. And their running back set to go once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Left side into the hands of Olave.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They send the tight end in motion. He'll look to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
And this is why most teams might decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeouts. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
A big half continues. Already 2 touchdowns on the score sheet. And here, this grab gets him a 1st down. They'll look to throw yet again. Pass complete. He's got OBJ. The Saints going to use their 2nd timeout. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Back to the air one more time. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10. It's good for a Saints 1st down. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. Here comes Blake Grupe for this field goal try. This one from 39 yards out. Grupe's kick is good. And the Saints will tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
Nice job there securing points with that final play. Of course, they would have loved to have come away from that possession with a touchdown, but I think they're going to be happy with 3 going into the break.
Final second now of this first half as this one is away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. Looking deep for Lazard. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Hey, Scott, thank you. Two very different halftime speeches, I would assume, by those head coaches as we get set for half number 2. Two quarters left in the NFL season as we decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Saints offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10.
And with my type activities, then don't you get involved. Hey, how many shit I've seen them all. Take a risk and take a trip. You know I'm tripping.
Back to throw here to begin the drop. Open man down the field. It's Olave. And he's going to be running out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 40-yard line. A big play here in the big game. 33 yards. On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
By Andre Cisco. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 3. Now here's a keeper on the zone read.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Kamara. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
Here comes Blake Grupe for this field goal try. Officially an even 50-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints will extend their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Grupe back out to kick it away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Jets offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Fields. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
And this is really just more of the same that we saw in the first half. They have made it a huge struggle in the passing game. I mean, just no easy completions, no open space. Every single ball has been contested, and they've done a great job all day.
Catch made, right side by Wilson. 11 yards on the connection there, and the Jets have a first down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Fields now on second down. He'll swing this one out to Hall. And he's going to be out of bounds. Gain of just a couple, and now we've got third down coming up.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. He'll take a shot. Looking for Wilson. And he'll be taken down. A big play here in the big game. 56 yards.
Pretty easy to see why he continues to be a main focal point for this offense throughout the entire game. That play not only extends the drive, but now they find themselves in plus territory and hope to come away with some points.
No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Task a bit tougher as they face 2nd and goal. One more time, they give it to Hall. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Fields. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Arian Smith. Touchdown, Jets. Veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Jets are able to cut into the deficit. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Olszewski now to return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll try to establish some tempo. They start this one with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
On the handoff, it's Kamara. And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. 2nd down.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Olave is the motion man. They'll go again here with Kamara. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
They're going to go right back to Kamara. It's a gain of 10 yards. 1st down, New Orleans.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
A quick throw here, taken by Odell. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 9. It'll be a run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's able to find a crease. Get ahead for 7. It'll bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and
1. This looks like a design run. And he's not going to get there. Wallop right at the line of scrimmage. And now it's 4th down.
And a nice job there defensively on 3rd down, not overcommitting to their pass rush. Having a plan for this quarterback as a designed runner, they're able to stop him short of the 1st down.
So instead of going for the 1st down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Saints will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Groupie back out to kick it away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Garrett Wilson and the Jets offense now heading back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Play action now for Fields. Got a man downfield. It's Wilson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. How about 25 yards to start the drive? 1st down. To Wilson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. 15 more on that connection. They're making it look easy. That's another 1st down. Here's Fields to keep it himself. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's 2nd down.
Quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
To throw is Fields. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. But he'll gather it back in. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times. And I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back?
Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He'll step up and run this. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick. Picking up the 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
On the give, this is Kamara. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Two nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll in this defense.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Third down and 9. In motion comes Beckham. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He's going to let it fly downfield for Beckham. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up 3rd down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
The Saints will punt this one away. They'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. A fair catch will be taken here with that flag down by the punter, and this might keep the drive alive.
Automatic 1st down.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. All right, here with Kamara. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6. An inside give here to the fullback on the dive. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Now a 3rd and 2. Here's a designed run. Give him 14 yards on the keeper and a 1st down.
Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
And the Saints are going to have it 1st and goal. They'll take this one down to about the 3-yard line.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
It's pretty clear why this offense likes to get the ball into the hands of this quarterback, huh, Mike? I mean, he is just so effective in this area, and now he has them set up 1st and goal.
Kamara. And this one ruined quickly. Take them back to the 5-yard line.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
Now this time they'll look to throw. Now after the play, it looks like we have an injured Jet on the field. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. Line of scrimmage, the 3. 3rd and goal. Back to throw. That one taken in. Odell Beckham Jr. Touchdown Saints. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Groupie now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Saints stretch things out even further.
The score, Saints 44, Jets 10.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Davis. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Jets offense headed back to take over once more. They'll start out first down and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. The drive begins with a run, and it's hauled. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Second down, it's Fields. Looking middle, that's the tight end Taylor. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. 22 yards, the pickup there. Good for a Jets first down. They go play action with Fields. He'll go right back to Taylor, who's got it again. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
A terrific run there. He's finally taken down at the 25-yard line. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28. Off the play action, here's Fields. That's to the sideline and taken in by Wilson. 1 quarter remains here in Super Bowl 59. EA Sports back for the 4th from SoFi after this. From the 22 now, here's second down and 7. Back to throw is Fields. There's that man again, another catch.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Fields from the gun on third down. And he'll take it on in. Garrett Wilson. Touchdown, New York. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Folk now for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Jets will get just a bit closer.
44, Jets 17.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Olszewski now to return. Crazy. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Saints offense back onto the field for their next possession. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong.
Already know I got shit on go. Money calling, gotta go. You gotta go if you play or you troll. Fresh as on the glow. Got trying to snatch out my soul. Running back pockets on swole.
On first down, they'll start out with Kamara. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
Harrison Phillips on the stop. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 35-yard line.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. On 2nd down, here's a run with Kamara.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
On first down, they'll stay with Kamara on the ground. Room to run inside the 40. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25. A big play here in the big game. 31 yards.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Call it a gain of 13. It's good for a Saints first down.
And this is really an area, Mike, that he excels in. He makes the right decision to keep the ball himself, and then when he hits the hole, he doesn't stop until he picks up the first down.
Again, up the middle with Kamara. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The size, the speed, and the strength of this defensive tackle was on full display, Mike. He defeats the block, strikes the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. He's able to bring him down, keep it to no gain.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Groupie now, on for the extra point. His kick is good. The Saints will add one more onto their big lead.
Jets 17.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Davis now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jets offense ready to take over possession of the football. They put Wilson in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is forced out of bounds.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 2. Fields. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Mike, with this guy's speed, he's not an easy target to overthrow, so that's one of those where they're telling this quarterback, throw it with everything you got. Just lay it out there, and more times than not, he's going to run under it, but in this case, just a little bit too much on it. He winds up overshooting his man.
Throwing is Fields. Open man is Lazard. He's got it. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. This one caught by Lazard. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. A pickup there of 28 yards.
And this completion certainly won't be changing the outcome of the game by any means, but I do think there is something to be said for teams that continue to fight. They continue to try to at least finish this game and have something to build off of going into next week.
First down. Fields. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 5. Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. A run here with Hall. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch, found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line.
A little surprising to see them keep the ball on the ground, especially given the situation, Mike. I mean, you're trailing. You haven't had a lot of success running the ball up until this point. They need chunk plays. They need to score, and they need to score fast.
Taking a shot downfield for Smith. That one incomplete. Humphrey outstanding there. able to jar the ball free in a big spot, and now it is 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
He's going to dial up another deep ball. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And he's able to fight through one tackle here, pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
They'll run a draw now. It's Kamara. And, oh, they smack him down there. Big hit right at the line. No gain.
When you call a draw, Mike, what you're counting on is that the defense is in full pass mode. The linebackers in secondary are getting a lot of depth in their drops. The defensive line is just racing up the field thinking, I'm going to sack the quarterback. In this case, they're not so lucky. Not only do they not catch him off guard, they're not able to pick up any yards.
And he is out of bounds at the 45. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. 1st down, New Orleans.
So we heard about this budding connection all the way back in training camp in the summer. So it's nice to see those reps starting to translate on game day. And I think these two might have a really bright future together. And the more plays they make, the more we're going to see that confidence grow. This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They'll look to throw. That is caught right side by Beckley. We'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
He'll drop to throw. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And he's going to get there. He got the 1st down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
And the Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 6. Now Kamara. And he's fouled up after a gain of a yard.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? They'll work the middle here with Kamara. 1st down and more inside the 25. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. A A big play here in the big game. 33 yards.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up first and goal.
Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it first and goal. That's to the end zone and is batted away. It is incomplete.
The defense had their sights set on making a big play one way or another. First, it was the initial pressure. They thought they had the quarterback for a sack, but then they get their hands on the ball, and I think if you're this offense walking back into the huddle, Mike, an incomplete pass there is probably the best possible outcome.
Olave is the motion man. It's a give now to Kamara. And this one blown up. Good surge. Drop him. A loss on the play. Back to the 9-yard line.
This defense doing a great job here facing this goal-to-go situation, especially on that last play. 2 stops down, and now the pressure really ramps up for this offense as they face 3rd and goal.
They'll try and run. Here's Kamara. And the defense rallies to the ball. Brings him down at the 5. It's 4th down. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saints on the play. Without question. Something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. Here comes Blake Grupe for this field goal try. This about as short as you can get. Another one through the upright. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Saints add on to their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Grupe back out to kick it away. On the return, here comes Davis. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jets offense ready to get back at it. A first down throw for in trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket, nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. A gain there of 20. And the Jets have a first down.
It's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive. I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
They're going to work this down inside the 45. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
The throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
Brings up second and 8 at the 40-yard line.
So, 2 minutes remain on Super Bowl Sunday. We're back to write a finish to the season after this. Second down and 8. To throw is Fields. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
His second catch of the drive. This one good for 15 and a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Nice job pushing through the would-be tackler. Gain of about 3. Second down.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
In motion comes Lazard. He'll go again with Hall. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
This is 3rd and 6. Fields. He'll try and get there on the ground. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. We do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play.
At this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. You want to try to build something positive towards the end of this game, and I think that score will help do just that.
Now, Pope on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Jets cut into the lead a little bit.
Saints 54. Jets 24.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Olszewski now to return. A good return as he takes it across the 30.
The Saints take over.
The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. These fans set to head home happy. Very solid performance by the hometown side as they finish off a very decisive victory. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Now, faking the give. He finds his receiver, Olszewski. And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts, but this one is about done.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
And that's going to do it for the second time in franchise history. The New Orleans Saints are Super Bowl champions. So this performance, the cherry on top, the tour de force for this entire day. Many thought this was the best team all year. And Greg, in the biggest spot, they proved it in a big way.
I think all week preparing for the Super Bowl, I think they felt really good about their chances, Mike. They've been one of the best teams all season long. But to put all three phases together on the biggest stage and play at this level, I think when it's all said and done, we're going to look back, Mike, and this is going to be one of the most dominating performances in Super Bowl history.
So that'll do it for another sensational season of the NFL on EA Sports. For our entire team and with my partner Greg Olson, Mike Tirico, good night from Santa Clara, California.